Hi there, welcome to Bear Talk channel. This is Bear. I'm going to share a book that I read last year, and this is not a formal sharing. It's just like a casual walkthrough about what I've read and what I've learned from this book. And the book I'm going to share today is Hit Refresh by the CEO of Microsoft, Satya. So this book, I listened the audiobook and find it quite interesting. So it seems as many of the memoirs from business leads that you cannot learn what the true personality of this person, but still you can learn a lot of things from the industry and for the company. So one thing I've learned about who is Satya, it's okay, everyone knows that he is the CEO of Microsoft, one of the largest company in human history. But also I've learned from this book is that his personality is quite interesting because I've learned his voice because he read the first chapter of the book and it sounds really like a leader, something like Barack Obama, so quite calm and firm and deep, and it sounds really great. So yeah, this is the first impression. Also, he's a big cricket fan and learned a lot of things from cricket game about how to become a better leader. Also, he joined Microsoft in 1992, worked as search engine team before becoming a CEO, and did a really good job on being the search engine from Microsoft, and then become the CEO, preceded by Steve Ballmer, the legendary CDO after Bill Gates since 2014. And also he got one thing, this is quite interesting about his personal story. So he got a green card in the early stage, I think when he just got into US, and he got a green card, but because his wife didn't have a valid visa to work and live in US, so he withdrew this green card and so that he can apply a work visa and then use his work visa to invite his wife to join him in US, and then both of them can apply green card later. So he went to the embassy and asked to withdraw his green card, and everyone said, "What? Are you out of your mind?" But it seems that it works. So I think this is as an evidence that, about this guy's strategic thinking is really good. What I've learned from this book, something I think is more around leadership and some behind stories from Microsoft. But yeah, speaking of the leadership, this is something I've learned. Leaders need to synthesize information to find priorities from the noise. Leaders to three things: clarity, energy, and balance as a short-term, long-term works. And also empathy is critical for leaders. So these are all my informal notes that I found useful for this book. By the way, this is Bill Gates, everyone knows that. Steve Ballmer, the first CEO of Microsoft, the second one, and the current one, Satya. After reading this book, I have some personal comment. So I think it's not the great memoir that I've read from those business leaders. It's definitely not as good as Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. It's not personal. It's more like a selling book for Microsoft, because you can learn a lot of things from the company. But I think it's really good to learn those things. And from a reader's perspective, if I am an employee, I would like to work with Microsoft after reading this book. But if after reading everything store about the stories about Amazon, I don't want to work with Amazon. And also, I think after reading Steve Jobs by Isaacson, I think I'd like to have Steve as my boss. But after reading the story about Elon Musk, I want hang out with this guy as he's a really cool guy. Yeah. So I think in general, this book feels like an evangelist for Microsoft, which is good to learn some business and IT industry terms. So if you want to talk fancy with friends who's working in IT or tech companies, this book is a good reading. It's a good starting point. And one thing that I've learned from this book is that when Microsoft acquired Nokia, and so many roles are disestablished and people get laid off, and it's not about they are not good, but it's just about the business strategy changed. So it seems quite crucial for those people's life. But I think it's not personal, and this is the crucial how business works. And for individuals, probably we need to get ready for some uncertainties sooner or later. And this is some opinions from this book, which I feel quite relevant. Unlearn is even more important for a corporation as Microsoft. Yep. People used to fix mindset to complain things at Microsoft. Good term could be used in a bad way. So, growth mindset, fixed mindset, these are some good terms, but if you use it in a different situation, it could be a bad way. And also, our industry doesn't respect tradition, but innovation. Right? Cannot argue with that. Agility for the long run and short term is must have. And you should own customer scenario, not code or design. This is really helpful, really interesting. And some quotes from this book. Mobile first, cloud first. Right. Culture eats strategy for breakfast. This is not Satya said, but Peter Kruger said. I think it really makes sense. And the other one is don't do easy things. Do important, valuable, and difficult things. Right. Last one, you cannot truly understand one language until you can speak the second. This is really make me feel, resonate, because I'm not a native speaker, as English is not my first language. But when I able to communicate in English, I feel I have a better understanding about my native language, Chinese, which is amazing. So yeah, be sure to learn something you're not familiar with, and it could open another door for you. Right. I think also I find two further reading. I haven't catch the second one, Mirror Words. I don't know if it's actual book, because I didn't find it. But first book, Snow Crash, is a must to read for any science fiction lovers. So, yep, this is what I've learned from Hit Refresh by the CEO of Microsoft, Satya. And hope you like this video. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. And please leave a comment if you have any questions or any thoughts. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. And I will see you in the next video. And bye for now.